Court will come to order. It is Monday, February the 12th, 2024. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and the Cook County Commissioners Board is now in session. If you would, please stand for the prayer and the pledge, which will be led by Commissioner Nance.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, we are so thankful that you continue to be in our lives and in our hearts. I'd like to thank you for the recent rains that you have blessed our county with. We'd like to get a little bit more. We don't want to be greedy, but we're still in a drought. Please grant us wisdom as we make our deliberations today. And please look after all the first responders around the world. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. First item of business, turn this thing off or vibrate so that it doesn't interrupt the proceedings. And with that, the first item we have on our regular Commissioners Court meetings is public input. This is an opportunity for the court to hear what the public wants us to hear, receive your input. Bear in mind, we do not get the opportunity to provide our output back to you. So it's a listen for us. But this is a tradition that we've done. We ask that if, whatever it is you want to talk about, if it's on the agenda, we ask that you wait until that agenda item is called and address it at that time. So with that, is there anybody that would, I've got one sign up, Mr. Tom Jones.
Thank you for allowing me a few minutes, Judge. I'm Tom Jones, Precinct 1, 105 Chula Vista. I had a couple of questions more than anything. Y'all committed $850,000 for city roads regarding the Mega Creek proposal. And on April 24th, it appears that you adopted your economic development program. And so my question is this following into that plan that you adopted? Does that follow into that development plan? Because I'm looking at what authority does Kirk County have to fund Kerrville roads. These apparently are completely city roads. And so you entered into an interlocal agreement. And in that agreement, I've read through that, and it appears that our only part is to provide funding for city roads. And so that kind of concerns me a little bit when we're looking at that particularly. I'm sorry, I've got notes a lot of times. I don't have to have notes, but I do for this. The other part of it, I guess, is my main concern is our budget. I watched y'all struggle really hard, and you ended up with a deficit budget this last year. And I know, Judge, you particularly were really concerned with that. But it says on here under Part 9B in that interlocal agreement, each party paying for the performance of its obligations under this agreement shall make those payments from current revenues available to and budgeted by that party. Well, I assume from the last budget we don't have that budgeted. And part of your statements during this last budget is that next year is going to be just as bad or worse towards a deficit budget. Now we're adding $850,000 to that for this interlocal agreement. That concerns me greatly as to how we're going to accomplish that whenever you've already acknowledged that we're going to have a hard budget year this next coming year. But then on top of that, you charged, we had the 2 bond elections that were voted down, and you've assigned Commissioner Paces to try to see how we can resolve a lot of those issues. And I think that money would be better served, for me, would be better served going towards resolving those unfunded portions of the that were voted down, rather than into a city road that they were probably going to do with or without Kirk County. And so there might be more to this story than I'm aware of, because you're entitled to a lot of information I'm not. So I would just encourage you to try to get any information that we can out before the public, so people like myself and others that have a real interest in this budget and our tax base here, how we can resolve that in our minds, that this is a healthy agreement for us to be entered into. And I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Any other public input? Then we'll move on to Commissioners' comments. We'll start at the other end today, so we're full.
All right.
I'll bury you.
Well, we're appreciative of some rain that we had over the weekend. At my house got 1.5 inches, and that's the same here at the courthouse this morning. So fortunate. As most of y'all know, we're knee deep in the political cycle, the campaigns and what have you. I would encourage people to maybe go to Tucker Hall this afternoon and see, listen to some of the people running, or even better on Thursday, I think there's a forum that will be, most of the candidates will be at. So, and that's at the Wild Ranch Hotel, I believe, at 6:30, 5:30 today at Tucker Hall. So meet these people, see who's running, what they stand for, and what have you. So that's it.
Well, we only had 3/4 of an inch of rain, but we're happy with what we got. The other thing is, most of y'all probably know I'm also very involved with Texas Wildlife Association, and out of our range we hosted a hunt this weekend for 6 kids that don't have the opportunity to hunt. They come with their guardians. It's put on, it's funded by the Texas Parks and Wildlife, but operated by the Texas Wildlife Association, and it's really interesting to get young people out into nature, out hunting. A lot of half the kids are able to harvest a doe, and the experience they have, the time they spend with their parents or guardians, very worthwhile, and it's a great program. So those that do have property or want to get involved, it's a very good event. Annually, about almost 1,200 kids a year go out on these hunts across the state, and almost all the kids just don't have the opportunity to this kind of event. Anyway, spend a lot of time with that all weekend.
Well, the burn ban remains lifted for precinct 2, and we are still in drought stage 3. So despite the rain, and I only got about 8 tenths, we need a lot more to make a dent in what's going into the aquifer and in our drought stages. So, otherwise, last Friday afternoon, I participated in the final walkthrough inspection for D. Guerrera's Phase 2 and 3 projects associated with that sewer project. And so the public is aware substantial completion was achieved on January 12th. And they had basically 45 days to complete all the punch list items. And they've made very good progress on the punch list. So there are some minor things left for them to finish up, but I am confident they will. There's nothing major. And then, of course, we begin discussions about the liquidated damages, because the work on Phase 2 was late by 432 days. Phase 3, it was 583 days. Okay, so that should be interesting. A lot of money at stake. Okay, otherwise, Commissioner Lutz and I, along with Road and Bridge Engineering and our grants coordinator, attended a meeting with Texas Water Development Board and Half Engineering regarding grants that are available for floodplain analysis and studies, so that the county might prepare a flood mitigation master plan. So we're looking into that. We're trying to do all we can to get grants to cover the vast majority of that expenditure, so that we actually can come up with a plan. And I think our initial focus will be on East Kirk, which seems to be a little more problematic, but we'll eventually, no doubt, try to cover the county. That's going to take a lot of time, so it probably won't have any impact in this coming budget, but we'll see. Okay. Otherwise, I've got a lot of other updates I'll make for the liaison assignments when we get to that.
I'm quick. I got 2 1/4 inches at my house.
Oh, wow.
You do.
Wow.
I sat next to a
Good.
gentleman at church who got 3 inches.
Excellent.
So anyway, and biggest update in my precinct is a new grandbaby last week, so we're all
Congratulations.
excited. Yeah. Keep it short.
Judge, one more thing. I may have to leave the bench for about 5 minutes, a few minutes. Just want people to know I'm not ducking out or anything, but it's something I have to take care of.
Okay. With that, let's move on to the consideration agenda. Item 1.1, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action on a request from the 198th District Attorney's Office for additional funding in the amount of $25,000 for line item 84-445-484 appellate services due to an unforeseen increase in appellate billings. Yes, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. My name is Bill Rosenbach, and I'm the Assistant District Attorney for the 198th. My boss is Stephen Harpold, and unfortunately he was called out to a funeral in Abilene today, so he couldn't be with us here today. Hopefully he has safe travels out there. Thank you so much for the time. We submitted a letter dated January 19th of 2024 that for the court's consideration, and essentially just kind of putting this the answer to at the front. We've spoken with the auditor, Ms. Sheldon, this morning, and there are funds available to allow us to have that requested amount of money. So we should be, we're good there. And essentially what happened is we have contracting appellate attorneys. We do that to save the county money, so they're not employees of the county. And essentially what happened is they loaded us up with bills at the very beginning of the fiscal year. And I have Todd Burdick here, our investigator, that can help me explain, because this, I'm a little bit out of my element, but I just wanted to be here to let you know that we're here and ask me. So essentially we had an appeal that lasted approximately 4 years, and then the bill came, and it was $17,000, and it was Jemedari Williams, which was just recently affirmed, and we won. We also had the Eric Ald murder, which was $11,200. Gilbert Carrion was an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. It was a home invasion robbery. It was $5,287. And then Troy Deese, which was a habitual Ag 6 assault of a child, was $10,800. And so what we've done is we got these bills and we paid them. Now we also canceled our appellate attorneys to, hey, this was hard on us. Can you please be more timely with your bills so that we can plan accordingly? And they're all on board with that. So essentially, I'm here to answer the questions that the court has to the best of my ability. Todd's here too. But at the end of the day, Ms. Tanya, the auditor, went over the numbers with us, and it looks like we have the ability to fund that extra request. So that's what we're asking for today.
So at this time, I'm addressing the auditor. Possibly with budget amendments, we can meet all these obligations.
Yes, it'll take a budget amendment, but they have the money in the fund balance. So for the 198 DAs, both Bandera County and Kerr County contribute to that. And so that's why it's important that they have the fund balance that will cover it.
Do we need to take action today, or can we just handle the budget amendment at our next meeting?
We can handle it with a budget amendment at the next meeting.
Okay. If you have any problems with that, come back and see us.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. Moving on to item 1.2, presentation of the final report from Mercy Gate Ministries regarding their project, support training, and court-appointed adult victim advocates for commercial sex exploitation, funded through the Office of the Governor, Solicitation Countywide 23, State Criminal Justice Planning Funds, number 4498701.
Good morning.
Ms. Solomon.
My name is Carla Solomon. I am the Director of Outreach and Training for Mercy Gate Ministries. Joining me is also Florence Hartsfield. She is our Development Specialist and Grant Writer, and Aubrey Reed with the Advocacy Resource Center Program Director. So we are here to give you guys a final report on the grant that we had through the county. We saw much success with the grant and have met and even exceeded many of our projected goals. Our most significant success is in the support and response that we have been given throughout the 6 counties in the courts that were specified in the grant, as well as additional counties throughout the state. We are actively working with 36 victim defendants, and 80% of those are from the rural counties of Kerr, Bandera, Medina, Kendall, Gillespie, and Kimball counties. 20% of those are coming from the rural counties of Montgomery, McLennan, I can never say that right, as well as Travis, Harris, Bear, and Tarrant counties. Our court-appointed adult victim advocates, our CAVAs, they have represented victim defendants in court proceedings throughout these 6 county service areas as far away as Comal, Burnett, and Grimes counties. We are the first and only nonprofit to develop, recruit, train, and assign court-appointed adult victim advocates to victim defendants in Texas. Because of the demand, we had to expand our training locations to include additional classes and dates for our customized court training. While our original goal was to conduct 4 trainings for the grant, we actually completed 11 by the end of September. 4 of those trainings had been special requests from the Kerr County Probation Office, the Kerr County Sheriff's Department, Medina Pre-Trial Services, and the Rape Crisis Center in San Antonio. We have, through this training, received accreditation from the State Bar of Texas to provide 6 mandatory continuing legal education hours, including 2 hours of ethics, for those attorneys and judicial officials to complete our training course. We are actually scheduling our first one March 22nd. This program has gained positive attention throughout the state as more and more courts and judicial stakeholders better understand and identify victims of commercial sexual exploitation within the legal system and are aware of our advocacy and support systems for these individuals. This improves the outcomes in our courts, in the women, and ultimately in our communities and families. Our customized court training to support the victim defendants of sexual exploitation, we created a participation guide through that. And they are now required resources for several probation offices, and we are actually in the process of obtaining formal copyrights for those materials. We are excited to have continued support from the State Bar Foundation to convert our training to an online instructor-led platform and offer it throughout the state of Texas. In doing so, we can accommodate participants from any county, provide more flexible training times, and eliminate time, travel, expenses for not just our participation, but for our staff as well. The books and handouts that were provided during our trainings can be downloaded to the platform. These videos integrated into the teaching module, and sessions are also going to be recorded to capture participant questions, group discussions, etc. So our accomplishments of the grant include: we hired 2 contract advocates that were brought on as employees in November, in addition to the 2 staff that were handling cases in Kerr, Bandera, Medina, Kendall, and Gillespie counties. We completed training and ongoing coaching for our advocates. We actually provided for them specialized customized training called Trust-Based Relational Intervention, Trauma 101, Mental Health First Aid, and Courtroom Procedures. We worked with a total of 49 victim defendants with currently 15 assigned right now with an advocate. We developed and published our court training participant guide, which is 99 pages, including all the supplemental resources to go with it. Successfully completed the 8 training sessions in Kerrville, Medina, Bandera, Fredericksburg, Bernie, and San Antonio. We trained 142 court officials and first responders through in-person classes and another 180 through Human Trafficking 101 seminars. We were approved by the State Bar to provide the MCLE trainings, and we created 2 specialized task forces, 15 to 18 members each, to support our work and implement goals and objectives for not just the task force, but for us as an organization. So we would like to extend our sincerest gratitude to Kerr County for their generous support towards the development and implementation of our customized court program. Your commitment to addressing the issue of human trafficking and sexual exploitation and supporting victims throughout our court system is truly commendable. We are grateful for the opportunity to make a meaningful impact in our community, and we look forward to continuing our partnership in this important endeavor. Thank you for your trust and support.
Before you sit down,
Yes, sir.
how many of y'all know what we did? Well, no, what happened was, we did not have a program in Kerr County of any kind. And Mercygate came to us, and they found grant opportunities through the governor's office and wanted Kerr County to partner with them and front the application to be the applicant on that grant. and we were successful in obtaining the grant. Those funds were then passed through to begin the seed money for this program, which is now privately sustained.
Yes.
So this is something that didn't cost the taxpayers anything. We just made ourselves available, and they did the rest. Now it's being maintained privately. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The question I have is there an actual final report or anything that?
Well, she just read it.
I know.
I can give it to you.
Yeah, I would like it.
Is there any requirement that we take action?
Do we have to accept it?
Do we need to accept it, or?
Well, I think they're politely waving goodbye to us.
We appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you.
That was probably it.
Okay, we'll move on to the next agenda item, which is, let's see, it's 9:20. We have a timed item at 9:15, which I will take at this point. And that is item 1.8. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to authorize the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department contractors to spray, is it Arundo Donax?
Arundo, yeah.
Arundo Donax on Kirk County property. Tara Bushnell.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. This item and the next two are renewals or annual consideration of partnerships that we've had with Kirk County and UGRA. The first one is to allow us to continue to work with your staff in road and bridge and maintenance to identify, survey, and then get the Parks and Wildlife contractors to come and treat the invasive species management for Arundo Donax.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve contracting or working with Texas Parks and Wildlife Department to spray the Arundo Donax on Kirk County property. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Move on to item 1.9. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to allow Texas Parks and Wildlife Department contractor to fill water tanks at the Hill Country Youth Event Center for the Healthy Creeks Initiative program to manage the giant cane, Arundo Donax.
I move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second? Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. And then finally, 1.10, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action on a request from Upper Guadalupe River Authority to use Flat Rock Park for their 21st annual river cleanup on July 27th of 2024.
And I'll pass it off to UGRA Natural Resources Specialist, Matt Wilkinson, for that one.
Matt Wilkinson.
Thank you. Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Once again, I'm Matthew Wilkinson. I'm a Natural Resources Specialist with UGRA. This year, we're hosting our 21st annual river cleanup, and on July 27th, it's the fourth Saturday in July, and we're asking for your consideration to use Flat Rock Park as the headquarters for the event. While volunteers go all throughout the county, they pick up all their trash, they do their cleanups, and then we set up a headquarters for them to bring their trash and then gather after the event just for our wrap-up activities. We set up several different tables for registration, for snacks, prizes, as well as an ecological fair to just share information about the Guadalupe River and its ecology. We plan to set up the trash drop-off area near the boat ramp, and we're going to make arrangements to make sure that they pick it up by the end of the day. Let's see, last year we had 549 volunteers who collected over 8,000 pounds of garbage from the Guadalupe River and its watershed all throughout Kirk County, so that was pretty awesome. Considering that, as well as previous years, we expect anywhere from about 400 to 600 volunteers and about anywhere from 8,000 to about 10,000 pounds of garbage, depending on how littered everything is at that time. If approved, this year will be the 12th year that we will do it at Flat Rock Park, and it's been an awesome venue. We really appreciate the opportunity to partner with Kirk County, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to once again partner with y'all again. And thank you for your consideration.
This is a remarkable event, so I move for approval.
I second.
A motion and a second to approve UGRA using the Flat Rock Park for the 21st annual river cleanup on July 27th of this year. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll go back to item 1.3 on the agenda, which is not a timed item.
Go ahead and say 1.3.
We've got to take the timed items as soon as we can. Item 1.3 is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to appoint Marcia Bauman to the Emergency Services District Number 2 for a 2-year term. Commissioner Harris.
Well, I'm very pleased that Marcia has said she volunteered to take up this position, so I move for approval, and let's get her a picture and signed on the dotted line before she backs out.
We've got a motion and a second to appoint Marcia Bauman to the Emergency Services District Number 2. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Do we have the,
It's not in there.
Is it in fact?
yes. Okay,
Well, you might get
we'll come down front.
picture.
Sure. Oh, well, Commissioner Harris, Lisa's here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we've got 2 oaths. So if you would, please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Marcia Bauman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
I will faithfully
I will faithfully
execute the duties
execute the duties
of the office
of the office
of Board of Commissioners
of Board of Commissioners
of the Emergency Service District Number 2
of the Emergency Services District Number 2
of Kerr County
of Kerr County
of the State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and the laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I got one more you got to do.
Okay.
This is the technical one. Okay. Again, raise your hand. I state your name.
I, Marcia Bauman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I have not,
that I have not,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
paid,
paid,
offered,
offered,
promised to pay,
promised to pay,
contributed,
contributed,
promised to contribute
promised to contribute
any money
any money
or thing of value,
or thing of value,
or promised any public office
or promised any public office
or employment
or employment
for the giving
for the giving
or withholding
or withholding
of a vote
of a vote
at the election at which I was elected,
at the election in which I was elected,
or as a reward to secure my appointment
or as a reward to secure my appointment
or confirmation,
or confirmation,
whichever the case may be.
whichever the case may be.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
The state requires it. Congratulations.
Happy to do it.
And don't you go ahead and get you, I didn't bring a pen down.
If you're okay with blocking.
I better put some glasses on so I sign in the right place.
You sign here
You ought to be paying her to do the job.
and here.
Got another one on.
Happy to serve my community.
Thank you.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Marcia, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you.
We've got another one to go.
And this one's quick.
Okay, this is item 1.4. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to reappoint Lee Hall, Emergency Services District Number 2,
Yes.
an additional 2-year term.
Lee Hall serves as our president of ESD number 2 and does a remarkable job, so I move for approval.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to approve Lee Hall being reappointed for a 2-year term. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Unanimous. And we'll get those oaths to.
Right, we'll probably get Judge Reich to go out there to get a couple of them done at the same time.
I live out that way, so if you need me, call.
Mount Home?
Huh? No,
Okay.
not too far.
Okay, good deal. I'm gonna
Okay.
step out for a minute.
Quickly, let's take 1.5, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to appoint Carrie Potter to Emergency District Number 3 for a 1-year term.
Yeah, thank you, Judge. This is basically a replacement of the vacancy that was created when Ed Story passed. And that's why it's a 1-year term, because he was already 1 year completed in his 2-year term. So Carrie has graciously stepped up and volunteered to fill the seat, and I am extremely happy to have her. So I make a motion that the court appoint Carrie Potter to the ESD number 3 for a 1-year term.
Got a motion and a second to appoint Carrie Potter to ESD 3. Any discussion? Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Unanimous. Very good. So it is now 9:30 on the dot. And we have item number 1.14, which is a presentation regarding observations of the key capture energy proposal for Comfort, Texas. Mr. Holt.
Well, thank you, Judge and Commissioners, for giving me the opportunity to talk about a proposal that I witnessed and remain informed on. I am a resident of Cypress Creek, 2855, where as your TCEQ Watermaster representative for Cypress Creek, I can say that half the creek's been filled with 1.5 inches of rain. It's a blessing, but we need a little bit more for the rest of the folks that live down the creek. But on this proposal, in particular, key capture energy, I do want to talk about that for a few minutes. What happens in our neighboring counties does affect us here in Kerr County. And on 30 January, I attended the biggest gathering of concerned citizens in recent memory for Comfort, Texas, which is in Kendall County. The majority of the citizens were opposed to the proposal for $80 million, 100 megawatt lithium battery backup system that was proposed within a mile of Comfort High School, the Guadalupe River, and the small town of Comfort. The citizens in attendance, which were nearly 400 in number, provided hard questions for key capture energy representatives that were in attendance, mostly folks from Houston and a few executives from New York. The Kendall County judge and commissioners were all present and convened this as an open house and as an official court gathering. In the end, the company was requesting a 7-year tax abatement at 45%, which would scale down from 45 to 30%. They needed a plat of the land and zoning authorization, which is in Kendall County's court to consider. The citizens in attendance from both Kerr and Kendall counties rely on our electrical grid, demanded more due diligence into the safety of the system, the fiduciary integrity of the proposal in question. I do have handouts that accompany this presentation, and I emailed them this morning to the court secretary for reference. I received no less than 10 calls from different folks about this proposal before I attended, and spoke to the landowner who is leasing the property, not selling, but leasing the property, and the county commissioner for that area, which is Chad Carpenter, about this issue to understand it. I actually spoke with Chad this morning as well to see if there are any updates on this proposal, of which there are none. The company has not returned back to the county to try to get this through for approval. I did research this, and many other folks researched this before they came. If you will, Kerr and Kendall County residents that were spoke about it, they had to line up. There were probably about 40 people, Judge, lined up to give them hard questions. A couple doctors, a veterinarian, engineers, cybersecurity experts. Frankly, folks that key capture energy were not expecting, that were pretty well informed on the proposal. I would say, from my perspective, I would ask for a call to action, recommend that a committee from Kerr investigate this proposal to confirm this SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I believe the strengths of this, as proposed by the company, is that it's a 20-year reliable electricity backup, much like a UPS would have on your individual computer. This would provide to ERCOT and the LCR substations. What is interesting is that location and comfort of that substation downrange is our 4 substations here in Kerr County. Has been designed since 1975. Tax revenue, $80 million project is significant even with an abatement, but that's a healthy abatement at 45%. It is cheap money from green bonds currently on this type of investment, and they have a tax credit, an investment tax credit, so they can buy at a discount rate at 30%, all the equipment that would go into that. There is a 20-year lease, so it's not a buy. It's a 20-year lease on the private land, and they have to return that land to as is. at the end of the conclusion. Their design is to buy low and sell high. Weaknesses of it. I believe public sentiment. It's not there. It was probably the angriest gathering I've attended in quite some time. There is a county or a company desire for tax abatement. That didn't go well. That's their biggest weakness, so they're asking for even more discount. The location of it within a mile of a school, river, and town just did not play well. And then no long-term local employment did not play well. Opportunities, frankly, I think this is one of the many to come. This is one company of others. They have 12 other locations where they're doing this in Texas on the power grid currently. This will not stop as we continue to improve the power grid. Not we, but ERCOT. There will be new tech integration. That's an opportunity, of course. 18-month construction revenue, there is some benefit from that as far as opportunity and employment, but it ends after 18 months. And some of our residents' concerns, who's going to be hired to do this? Lastly, threats. Cybersecurity was a big one. Just right after it, BBC came out with China has been in the power grid and could potentially crash it and use this kind of mechanism as an opportunity to crash it. Fire control systems and our ability to do something about it locally with the VFD is a big concern. I would say third threat is remote monitoring, no one on site. That was pointed out by a lot of the residents and is a significant threat. And then lastly is the reputational risk of the company backing them, South Korean Energy. A lot of folks did due diligence on that company and it did not look good. I would say that is the recommended SWOT analysis. Lastly, call to action is cross-county coordination from Kerr to Kendall to understand this proposal, because again, Judge, I don't think this is the last we're going to hear about this. Thank you.
Let me make a couple of comments. I think it's a pretty good summary of it, but there's things you did leave out. ERCOT has mandated that that substation has to be upgraded, and that upgrade is going to require something, whether it's a facility like this or something else. But there's got to, something's going to happen there that is going to have an impact on that area, and it has to pretty much be adjacent to that substation, which is a mile from the school and a mile from the river. So ERCOT's the one who's pushing this, that something has to be done. They won't pick the proposal. And what you said about this particular proposal, I think is pretty accurate. But that being said, I'm talking to Mr. Carpenter. The county has no authority to stop this. They can certainly stop the tax abatement, and I think Mr. Carpenter will vote against the court. And I don't know what the rest of the court can do, but he's advised me that he won't support it for tax abatement, and hopefully that will. You know, you mentioned zoning. Counties don't have zoning authority, so I mean, what he said, it's up to, they can do it if they can financially approve it and I guess meet TCQ requirements. I'm not sure if TCQ what there is, but ERCOT's the one that's really driving this, and these facilities, things like this. As I understand, what they're doing is basically power comes in and surges. A lot of it's because of our wind and solar that we're prone to. Not to make comment whether that's good or bad, but it's caused a power during the day. In windy times, we get a lot of power, and during the night and not windy times, we don't have much power coming in. And these systems are intended to level it out. They take the power in when it's windy or sunny, and then they put it out the other times to level out the power grid. So ERCOT's the one behind pushing it. Like again, I think you're pretty accurate. This system, I don't know enough about it. I think you've done good research on that, but and it's something, I really don't think that we need to get involved. I think Kendall County and Chad are very much on top of it.
Until it comes to Kerr County, if they do more of it. I mean, it's great to have the heads up and to start taking a look at it now, just so that everybody is informed. And I will also say, I was out of state at the time, so I couldn't attend, but my phone was blowing up. I had probably a dozen calls or text messages about it, and frankly, there was a lot of misinformation. The initial message was, you know, they're going to have a lithium battery disposal site, which it's not, but that's what a lot of people thought, and of course they were up in arms because of that.
Sure.
So I really appreciate Mr. Holt's information that you've provided not only to this court but to the public, and very comprehensive and a good SWOT analysis. So thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
just
people
the
may
sort
not
of things to come
Yeah.
we see from you.
You don't understand, it's called the Flat Rock Power Station, it's outside of just northeast of Comfort, in the high school. It's one of the major components of the state power grid. I mean, power comes, everything from West Texas goes into that little power, or not little anymore, it used to be little, now it's huge, power station, and then gets distributed basically to the east. So it's a very important power grid, and certainly any kind of cybersecurity issues are very important because it's a vital substation to the state. Thank you.
A couple of little known facts. How many of y'all know that Comfort used to be the county seat of Kirk County? See? Well, and we're very closely tied with them. And another fact that you probably don't know is we're involved in many joint ventures with our neighboring counties, including Kendall County. And so we have very good relationships with our neighboring counties. Okay, the next item is a 935 item. We're past that. It's item 1.15, which is a presentation from a small independent citizens group regarding their review of publicly available county voter roll data and history from the 2020 primary forward and the feedback they have provided to county election officials. Mr. Lambert.
Clay Lambert, 673 Town Creek Road. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. I come to you today basically with just an information item. In September of last year, against the continued backdrop of nationwide concern over election accuracy, a handful of Kerr County residents decided to form a citizens review group to closely take a look at publicly available voter roll and historical data. The group has some analysis skills based from their earlier careers with companies such as Dell, NASA, the Arabian American Oil Company. By analyzing historical data for Kerr County, we now have a baseline to use as a foundation to see if there's any anomalies that pop up in the future. Our analysis methods go on beyond anything that the county staff has provided by the Secretary of State, which enables us to more easily identify any type of anomalies and data excursions whenever they occur. We also have several longtime election judges that are assisting our efforts, and their information and knowledge that they have is valuable to the group. And we have a couple of folks that are boots on the ground that whenever we see something that's questionable, they can go out and firsthand take a look. We have a very good working relationship with Bob and Nadine. Actually, we met with them, I think last week or the week before. And we will continue as we find anything that looks unusual to provide that information as a helpful source to them. So as long as there's elections, we're going to continue to take a look and make sure that everything is up and up.
Have you had the opportunity to work with Mr. McCollum? Mr. Collum?
I'm sorry?
Ian.
Oh.
No.
No, we have not gathered any information from
Well,
them.
that's where the election office is now.
Yeah.
Registration instead of tax.
Registration.
Yeah, and that's their main focus is voter registration, voter rolls.
Any other questions, comments? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
The next item is a timed item at 9:45, which is 1.16. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action. Oh, we did that. No, we haven't done that. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action on a request for a fee waiver for the use of Hill Country Youth Event Center on April 11, 2024, 1 p.m. through 4 p.m. for a preventing targeted violence through threat assessment and threat management program. Ms. Cortez. This is Hill Country MHDD.
Yes, sir.
No?
Yes, sir. So, I was one of our disaster response staff that went to Uvalde after the tragedy there. I had an opportunity to work with the FBI. Recently, we've seen an uptick in threats of mass violence in our 19 counties. I think we've had 5. And so I reached out to my contact that I made with the FBI. So Agent Sam Bugley, he is the threat management coordinator with the FBI San Antonio. He also works with the San Antonio Fusion Center, and they are considered the top threat assessment team in the United States. We did have an opportunity to go visit the Fusion Center, and we are also working on getting staff trained to be able to work with them when we have a mass violence threat. We're asking, because of the increase in high-risk situations, we are very much on a path to be preventative and have community collaboration. So what we are asking is a location for the FBI to come and present with our law enforcement, judges, attorneys, probation, school districts, and our agency to coordinate when we have these situations, how we can collaborate and work together better. Because it definitely takes a team in these situations. We can't do it on our own. We don't have the resources to look into the things they can look into, the monitoring they can monitor. And what we learned in Uvalde is our biggest, the most important thing is relationships in our communities. I feel like we want to invite all our 19 county officials. And so this is something just very important to us to be on a proactive nature to prevent these situations in our communities.
As I understand, Ms. Cortez, this is a request to waive the $750 fee for use of Hill Country Event Center?
Yes, sir.
And this request is made by Hill Country MHDD.
Correct.
Which is a board that I serve on. Kirk County as a mandatory member of that board. And it services 19 counties. We handle the mental health for 19 counties at the crisis stabilization unit.
Yes,
we work very closely with these neighboring counties. And this is a request for Kirk County to sponsor this event. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's what we're really talking about.
I assume the Youth Event Center is available on April 11th.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I had another date, but it was booked. So.
The only question is, are we going to sponsor it?
Absolutely.
And they don't have to pay the $750.
I don't even, I mean, as a government, I call that a governmental entity. I don't even need court action, but I'll be glad to make a motion to waive the
I'll do
fee.
that in a second.
We got a motion and a second to waive the $750 fee. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
One final question though before you go. Who should attend from Kirk County?
So we are working on, we want our district attorneys, county attorneys, our juvenile adult probation, sheriff's department, police department, RJPs, all our school district, Ingram, Centerpoint, Kerrville ISD, Shriner University, our staff, and the same for all our other counties.
Maybe good to let, Gillespie, Kendall,
Yes.
Bandera,
Yes.
other candidates
Yeah.
know as well.
No, absolutely, that's our plan.
We'll get that out to all national.
Actually, a pretty big crowd. So.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go back on the agenda to item 1.11, which is consider discuss take appropriate action on the request from Leadership Kerr County, Class 38, to use Flat Rock Park from Thursday, March the 28th to Sunday, March 31st for the 2024 Easter Fest event. Is it Cadell or Cottle?
Cadell, yes, sir. Thank you very much, Judge. Good morning. I'm James Cody Cadell. I'm here on behalf of LKC Class 38. This item and the next item are about Easter Fest. This year's LKC class is planning Easter Fest for Saturday, March 30th, 10 to 4 at Flat Rock Park. An event that is open to the community and free admission. We have local entertainment Corey Weaver booked to perform at Easterfest this year. And we have several local vendors and food trucks on site, or will have several local food trucks and vendors on site.
Let me help you. We're very familiar with the event.
Awesome.
We're sponsored every year.
Yes, sir.
So, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we grant the use of Flat Rock Park to LKC from Thursday, March 28th to Sunday, March 31st for their 2024 Easter Fest event.
Second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Again? Unanimous. Let's move on to 1.12, which is the second part of this, and that is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action on a request to authorize the county judge to prepare a letter approving the sale of alcohol at the Easter Fest being held at Flat Rock Park on March 30th, and the letter to be sent to the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission.
I move for approval.
Good.
Second that.
We got a motion and a second to approve me sending a letter to the Alcoholic Beverage Commissioner.
And again, this is something we do
Every year. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Now, here comes the new part.
I'm glad you said new. Let's get to that there.
Well, this precinct.
This is another tradition. Go ahead, you may be seated.
It's the tradition that's more.
We're having a little fun among ourselves now. This is item 1.13. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to appoint a member of Commissioners Court or designated person to perform an investigation under Section 751.005 of the Texas Health and Safety Code for the purpose of determining if minimum standards for ensuring public safety and order as prescribed by law will be maintained under the application for permit for mass gathering for Easter Fest on March 30th at Flat Rock Park. The hearing on the mass gathering permit has been set for March 11, 2024 at 8:30 in the morning, and it will be in my office. So, what this is, we have to get the mass gathering permit, and but we have to appoint one of us to conduct the investigation, and it goes to the new member.
I knew there was something coming, because everybody was smiling but me.
Well, you did it for several years.
And something's coming up later that
There's
I'll
more.
elaborate
I
on
did the
this.
last one last
There's
year.
more. All right.
I'll make a motion to appoint Mr. Overby.
I second.
Do I get to vote?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Okay. With that, let's take a morning break.
Can we go take care of 1.6, 1.7 quickly so those people
Oh, yeah.
back to what they're doing? Need to be doing?
Okay. 1.6, consider, discuss, take appropriate action regarding the hazard mitigation plan pricing structure. Doug.
Well, Judge, Board of Commissioners, thank you, Commissioner Letts.
I
I don't mind staying, I enjoy it. So, we've been trying to get our hazard mitigation plan updated since December 10th when it expired. And original pricing plan, pricing structure that came from GrantWorks was Kirk Haney paid $50,000, all of the other participants paid $5,000. It's taken a while, but we finally ironed it out to where the participants will be Kirk Haney, Kerrville, K-Pub, UGRA, and Kerrville Independent School District. I have not met with Ingram at this till the 19th when the City Council meets. But the pricing structure will be, looks like $27,500 for the Kirk County, $27,500 for the City of Kerrville, and $5,000 for all of the other participants.
Each?
Yes, sir, correct. UGRA, Kerrville Independent School District, and K-Pub. And when Ingram decides to participate, it'll be $5,000 for them. So what I'm looking for is a motion, second, and approval, where we get this process started with GrantWorks and government mitigation plan done.
I move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the hazard mitigation plan pricing structure as presented. Any discussion?
Just a question, is the $27,500 in the approved budget?
Not in my budget.
That's my question, is where is the money going to come from for this?
Professional fees or contingencies, only place I'm aware of.
Right.
take contingency. I mean, it's something we have to do.
This is something we do once every, what, 5 years?
Every 5 years, but if you look at it, we won't be billed all 27,500 from the start. It's billed out over the process, over the 9-month, 1-year process for putting the plan together.
Is there a line item? Do you have a budget?
I don't have, I've got a budget, but not a line item for that, no, sir. However, we'll do it again in 5 years, and I guarantee you, well, it'll be there then.
I guess if we, into the auditor, this can be handled at our next commission court through a budget amendment?
Yes.
Yeah. I think probably out of professional fees because we have to have it prepared.
Grant works would be, we'd be
Grant
paying the
works.
professional fee in order to prepare.
But this will be completed during the current fiscal year?
Should, no, sir. It'll take 9 months to a year to complete the plan.
So some of the funds would have to come out of next year.
Out of next year, yes, sir.
So that we need to make sure gets done.
Okay, any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you all.
Item 1.7, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to accept donations totaling $70 for the month of January 2024 to be added to the operating expense line item 10-642-330. Mr. Gibbons.
Good morning. Excuse me. These are our January 2024 donations.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the donations for animal services. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Now we'll take our break and come back 5 after 10.
We have a commissioner.
Okay, well, I don't have to sit down too fast.
Well, you and I.
Now we're almost there.
We got a couple has-beens out there, though.
I heard that.
Well, I don't think they can. I heard that.
Let's see, did you get me back?
Yeah. Hey.
I didn't quite get it on top of that. Thank you. Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We could probably do
Yes,
these.
some of them,
What we
especially
got?
when we're reading. Yes. That's why I like
Where are
to
we
read
at?
copies, especially the spellings.
Yeah, okay.
Just saying.
We can go here and come back to that.
Good state. All good. All good.
Court will come back to order. Next item on the agenda is 1.17. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to obligate American Rescue Plan Act additional funding not to exceed $120,000 for the Veterans Pathway Project. Ms. Putnam.
Good morning. We're here because we're getting into the final stages to begin construction on the Veterans Pathway. And we have received the bids, and it looks like due to increased costs in concrete and labor, it will go over what we initially anticipated. So we're asking the court to please obligate an additional $120,000 to complete the construction, to complete this project.
Surprise, surprise.
Well, we talked about, well, we need to have a motion.
Yeah. I'll make a motion that we obligate $120,000 from the ARPA funds in additional funding for the Veterans Pathway Project.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. We kind of got the cart before the horse here. If you look down to the next item, the actual bid came in at $309,804. Right?
They factored that into this requirement.
Right. And one of the
engineering.
One of the things that we considered was whether to put this out for a rebid. And the conclusion that I was advised, I see the heads nodding out there, that was not a smart thing to do with the way material costs and labor especially have gone up. So the decision, as I understand it, is to go ahead and accept the bid that we have and have a little bit of cushion here to see what's going to happen between now and completion of the project.
Our original 250, that's what I thought.
And I will say that the auditor and our grant coordinator and I have talked to GrantWorks about this, and this is something that can be included in the excess ARPA funds that we have not obligated yet, which have to be obligated by the end of this year. So this is a good way to spend the money.
Yes.
A safe way to spend the money, put it that way. And a good project.
And I believe to answer your question, why is there a plethora of precinct 2 commissioners? Tom Mosier is here. He was kind of the father or grandfather of this idea.
Grandfather. Well, Commissioner Mosier here, and we've also got Beck Gibson here.
Beck Gibson, yes.
And Commissioner Mosier, you signed up to talk. Do you want to say anything?
Well, Judge, I just want to speak. Yeah, I really didn't want to speak. I just wanted to have the opportunity to speak if necessary. But if the court's moving forward on this very important project, then I was going to present some other ideas on how to get the funds, but I don't think that's necessary, so I will yield to the next speaker.
Mr. Gibson, do you want to say anything?
I just came to make sure he went.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion about this? Okay, and with that, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next item, which is related, item 1.18, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to award a construction contract to M&C Fonseca Construction Company in the amount of $309,804.25 for the VA Pathway Sidewalk Project. Mr. Hastings.
Thank you, Judge. Veterans Pathway Sidewalk Project connects the Kerrville Veterans Administration Medical Center, located at the intersection of Highway 27 and Tucker Street, to both Flat Rock Park and the Kerrville River Trail. 2 bids were opened and received by the court on January 22nd, 2024, and said bids were referred to Mendez Engineering for evaluation and award recommendations. Those bids were within 2% of each other. The lowest qualified bidder is M&C Fonseca Construction Company, Inc., in the amount of $309,804.25. There was a qualifications process. Both contractors scored really well, identical high scores on their ability to do the job, on their bid package, what they turned in. It came down to who was the lower bid. County engineer requests that the court approve authorizing the judge to execute a contract with M&C Fonseca Construction Company in the amount of $309,804.25 for the VA Pathway Sidewalk Project, Precinct 2.
I'll move that we go ahead and approve the award of a construction contract to M&C Fonseca Construction in the amount of $309,804.25 for the VA Pathway Sidewalk Project.
Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion?
When are we looking at starting that?
Immediately.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
In fact, we're trying to get it done before Memorial Day, I think,
Correct.
for our veterans program.
To get finished.
Long time coming, Tom.
4 years.
I understand.
But anyway, it's good fun.
It's a good goal.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you. Moving on to item 1.19, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to set a public hearing for 10 a.m. on March 25th of this year for a revision of plat for Bandera Hill subdivision lots 22 and 23. Mr. Hastings.
This proposal revises lot 22, 16.312 acres as platted, and lot 23, 19.488 acres as platted, into lot 22A. They're going to combine it to one big 25.29 acre lot, and lot 23A, so it will be still 2 lots. One of them will get bigger, the other one will get smaller, but it'll still be over 10 acres, 10.04 acres. Road frontage for both lots will remain on Johnson Road. County engineer requests the court set a public hearing for 10 a.m. on March 25th, 2024 for revision of plat for the Bandera Hills subdivision lot 22 and 23, volume 3, page 140, precinct 3. And you have to drive out of the county to get to this road.
I move approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the setting hearing on the revision of plat for Bandera Hill subdivision lots 22 and 23. Any discussion?
It's a very pretty drive to get here, though.
Okay. So with that, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Moving on, next item is 1.20. Consider, discuss, take appropriate action for the Commissioners' Court approval of the rural mailbox location policy. Ms. Hoffman.
Before you is a rural mailbox location policy. The state is no longer allowing addresses that are not a state highway address to have their mailboxes in the state right-of-way. These mailboxes will need to be put on the county-maintained roads that their address is for their property. This policy will allow for the USPS postmaster and TxDOT to work together to move the highway mailboxes that need to be moved. This policy will also cover all new county-maintained road mailboxes. At this time, I ask the Commissioners Court for their approval of the rural mailbox location policy. And this is for precinct 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Kelly, I got a quick question. We've had ongoing discussions, you, Charlie, and I, and a bunch of people, TxDOT, and the postmaster out precinct 4 with
Yes.
one location. Is that ongoing? I mean, are they
Yes.
grandfathered into this? Because
Yes. Well, the court authorized.
Oh, yeah. Those
okay,
two,
I couldn't
the
remember
last
exactly
court, the
where-
last court meeting, Charlie had brought that on those 2 locations
Thank
that we agreed upon. Yes, sir.
Lovely memory on that,
Yeah.
make sure. Okay. I move for approval.
Got a motion and a second to approve the rural mailbox location policy as presented. Any discussion?
Couple. The easier one is the county attorney, item 4 on the list, is that all mailbox installations in place as of the date of this forward are grandfathered. Is that sufficient? Does the board grandfather, does it have a meaning as to the date, what we're trying to do here, that those mailboxes can stay there as long as they're there?
I know that it does have people understand that, but I would rather have some clearer language than just grandfather.
If that residence changes hands.
I just think we need to be real clear, because this is gonna have a huge impact potentially to everyone. Just
Okay with modifying it, if our county attorney comes up with better language.
yeah, that's all I'm trying. I just want to make sure, in support of the policy, I just want to make sure that the policy is
So this
enforceable.
Subject to clarification language by the county attorney.
We'll do that. And the other question I have is, yeah, I'm fine with that. The other thing is, under 1A, posts must be metal posts must be galvanized or power-coated metal, thin wall steel, 2.375 inches. It's really specific for most people. Is it necessary that it's that specific?
I believe, don't quote me on it, but I believe that may be the spec that's posted on the USPS site.
Okay. I think you're right. I just wanted to bring it up.
I believe that it is. So we went with what the USPS has on their site.
I know. There's a lot of cedar posts out there.
We're probably not gonna send anybody out to measure it, but.
Right, and it's a safe
for
us,
us.
just for safety.
Right.
And it's up to the post office to let people know that are applying that. I mean, who lets these people know what the requirement is? Because I don't think you want to be an enforcer.
Exactly.
No. Well, I think all along it's been the United States Postal Service who's in charge of it. That they make sure that the approaches are where their rural carrier can deliver the mail, and that it follows their spec that's posted on their webpage.
But they've shown, in my precinct, zero ability to do that. So I haven't seen one yet that's this specification.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to, I think we need to do it because it's truly a safety hazard to have some of the things that are being built with rock walls almost in the county right away. I just want to figure out, how we go about getting the word to people.
I have spoke to one of the postmasters and just said, don't know if you realize, but the majority of the mailboxes that you have in the county's right-of-way does not meet the spec that you have posted on your webpage. And I don't understand that, and it's not. I don't believe it's my authority to go around and tell people what they've got doesn't meet the federal government. So, and there was really no response on that. So,
And all in favor of this, because I think it helps that for the county to have some authority to go, some of these that are really outrageous, especially to tell them, hey.
well, and some of them, they have a contract for the rural carriers, and so it only covers so many miles, and so the people that live way, way back may not be, allowed to put a mailbox way back on that, because when those routes are bid, you're losing money.
Right.
Is what I was told by the USPS.
And I understand that part of my concern is more the safety issue of having rock pillars put in the county right next to the edge of the road. Okay.
And as I understand it, part of the purpose of this policy is because the United States Postal Service is not doing it. Okay. So now this would give you at least some authority for anything that's in the county right away, because we have our own policy.
Yeah.
Basically, I think what we're doing is taking this policy, putting it in the hands of various postmasters, and relying on them for the enforcement.
Yes.
but you would still have some authority to say something.
Yes.
When we built the big rock mailbox in
Yes.
right away.
And we did meet with, I think the only postmaster that couldn't make the meeting, this was a while back, was Ingram. But we had all the other postmasters, and we met at Road and Bridge and talked about some of these issues and problems.
And I recognize the problem, but I think this is a good step forward, trying to get a handle on it. So we do have a forum to be able to discuss it.
Can we post something? Can we send her something that lets people know in advance rather than after they've constructed it and then we can?
Well, you gotta go through the USPS period.
I would hope
You
that-
can't get one without them. So what we're doing is giving the policy to USPS.
In our county, this is what the
I think we
standard.
should post it on the website though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I do have something to add, the county attorney, on number 4, where it says, this court order are grandfathered. However, instead of grandfathered, she had written, will not be required to comply with this order.
The
Instead of
rest of the language
grandfathered.
is the same,
Mhm.
however.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
that's fine.
I accept that.
Okay, we'll take a vote on it.
We have it.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.
Good work. It's been a long time.
It sure does.
Item 1.21, consider discuss make appropriate action to open and read the rebids for the crushed paving aggregates.
At this time, we ask the court to open and read all rebids received for crushed paving aggregates. We will return to Commissioners Court on Monday, February 26, 2024, to summarize and award the bids. All bid prices are to begin February 26th and be in effect until December 31st of 2024.
First bid is from Johnson City Crushed Stone. And then on paving aggregates, grade 4, $26 a ton, grade 5, $24 a ton. Delivery, in area 1 is $31.75, area 2, $34.65, and area 3 is $34.25. Next, we have a submittal from CSA Materials. They changed things a little bit. They say paving rock type C, $40 per ton. And then they changed type crushed paving rock type D, instead of grade 4, $47 a ton. Area 1 delivery is $17.75 per ton. Area 2 is $19.90 per ton. Area 3 is $23 a ton. There's some other modifications it looks like as well. Next is from Vulcan Construction Materials. Crushed paving rock 5/8 inch, $21. Crushed paving rock 1/2 inch, $15. Crushed paving rock 3/8, $15. Crushed paving rock grade 3, no bid. No bid on grade 4, no bid on grade 5. Area 1 delivery is $14.91 per ton. Area 2, $16.76 per ton. Area 3, $18.89 per ton. Next, from Colorado Materials, bid. All of the paving aggregates, they did $26 per ton, and all of the delivery unit cost is $24 per ton. They bid on everything. And then next. From Anderson Columbia Company. They bid on crushed paving rock 3/8, $16 a ton. Crushed paving rock grade D3, the modified grade 3, $21 a ton. Crushed paving rock grade 4 modified, $24 a ton. Crushed paving rock grade 5 modified, $21 a ton. And then their delivery for area 1 is $25 a ton, area 2 $25 a ton, area 3 $25 a ton. Date changes specs a little bit with that. A motion we accept all the bids, refer them to the bridge administrator for evaluation and recommendation.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to accept the bids as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Okay. Next item is 1.22. Consider, discuss, take appropriate action for the Commissioner's Court approval of the general contract with Grizzly Electric for electrical upgrades, additions to the garage mechanic shop at Road and Bridge, the interior workshop.
Before you is a general contract with Grizzly Electric to make some electrical upgrades and additions to the garage interior workshop, which is our mechanic shop. Grizzly Electric is going to change out all existing high bay T8 lighting with LED 5000K tubes. Also add 4 UFO lights at center of garage, relocate all switch locations to one centralized location by the man door, as discussed. The total amount to do this work is $4,800. At this time, I ask the Commissioners Court for their approval of the general contract with Grizzly Electric for light upgrades and centralized switch location to garage interior / workshop, mechanic shop, and have the county judge sign the same, precinct 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you've ever been in our shop, if the doors are down, which this time of year they tend to be down a lot more than up, it's pretty dark in there. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah. So this should help with the lighting and brighten things up a little bit more for the mechanics in the shop.
Kelly, do you have funds available in your budget?
Yes.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the general contract with Grizzly Electric to upgrade the lighting in the Road and Bridge workshop. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Last 10 o'clock item is item 1.23. Consider, discuss, take appropriate action to surplus 1 PA amp, 15 two-way radios, and 1 wigwag from the Road and Bridge Department.
Good morning. So we have I figured it was a PA system. Yes?
I believe so.
Yes, so it's a system. They connect the radios to transmit, and none of the radios are working.
So that's a legitimate Scrabble word now.
Yes. It was a topic in our office. What's a wigwag? So we Googled it and.
Okay.
It's a pretty old piece of machinery based on the picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Move for approval of the agenda items and surplus the designated items.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the surplusing of the items as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.24, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to surplus 2 filing cabinets, 2 old security systems, and a brother printer from the courthouse security department. Ms. Mendoza.
So I have 2 filing cabinets and old security systems. And they're all pretty non-functional.
I move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve surplusing the items as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.25, discussion regarding the Kerr County Sheriff's Office Management of the current fleet and future purchases. Sheriff Latham.
Yeah, Judge, I know you don't like surprises, so with the budget just months away, I kind of felt like I need to give you all an update on our fleet program and my maintenance budget. What I'm looking at doing is going into a 4-year rotation. What I'd like the court to know, currently today I have 39 units, but I just bought one out of my seizure, so that puts me at 40 units. Of those 40 units, currently 23 of those units are 4 years or older. With the 23 units, the mileage ranges from 23,000, which is only one, it goes up to 118,000 miles on these 23 units. You know, deputy averages is about 23,000 miles a year in patrol. I definitely feel an increase as all our mental health transports is really putting a hurt on us. Like the other day, we had 3 transports in one day, sometimes 2 in one, and I think that's really raised my mileage up. But with 8.5 months to go with my budget, I'm at 67% February 1st. I should be at 67%. Today, I'm at 35%. I kind of want to go over so you know what happens and things I can't predict. In last year's budget of these older vehicles, I went through 2 engines, $8,000 a piece, $16,000. 6 transmissions at $6,000 a piece. That's $36,000. I'll tell you, my budget was $70,000. 32 brake jobs at $650 a piece. That's $21,000. 73 tires at $130 a piece, which is $9,500. That's $82,500. Okay, that's before we even get into some other things. That's before any kind of maintenance, crashes. We had 11 hail damage. We crashed a lot of them. So, you know, just kind of giving you a heads up. And when I want to go to these, I think I really need to go to, like I said, you know, that's requiring like 8 to 10 a year. Check in with the other sheriff's offices in Gillespie and Kendall, which are similar. Gillespie being a little smaller, they get anywhere from 6 to 10 Tahoes a year. I'm kind of just bringing you this because it's a very big ticket item. When I first got in office, a Tahoe was $42,400. To outfit that Tahoe was $22,700. That's $65,100. Today, that Tahoe is $53,000. To outfit, it's $28,000 for a total of $81,000 to $82,000. Of that outfit of the $28,000, $15,000 off the bat is for the digital recording system, which is an option. We have to have it. Doesn't leave much left. So you can just do the math there. It's not pretty. But if not, you know, I'm already, like I said, my this year's budget's already in bad shape, you know, with months to go, 8 months to go. Just kind of want to make y'all familiar that and aware of that, because I'll definitely, depending, I'll have to manage how many I get. You know, I've got 3 coming this year. I appreciate it. It really doesn't do me much good. At the end of the day, when I've got 23 01s, I've already committed for 6 for next year, and that's through Enterprise was able to find us. Now, I don't have to take those, but Enterprise is changing how they do it, where you're going to have to take them, but they know they can get rid of them. But like I said, I'm already committed 2 years in advance. So I really need anywhere from 8 to 10 a year. But that's, I'll kind of keep y'all posted. Just want to be familiar with that. Any questions?
It's not an action item.
No, just kind of getting y'all up to date what's coming down the pipes.
It's just not pretty, you know, inflation's killing. And this is just another prime example.
I didn't want to wait till budget time. Just like, yeah, it's a big ticket item. But that's it. That's it on that.
Okay. I think we have a couple more items here.
Yes.
The next one is 1.26. Consider discussing the corporate action to approve a $50 donation from citizens for the Sheriff Donation Fund 72-370-530.
Yeah, just looking for the court's approval to accept the $50.
I move for approval.
Second. Got a motion and a second to approve the donation, accept the donation as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. And the next item is 1.27, discussion regarding road and bridge building a 50-by-50 pad for a metal carport at the Kerr County Sheriff's Office complex. Mr. Gage.
Morning. Kind of talked to Kelly. What we're asking to do is use some of the spoilings that they already use from the asphalt projects to help come back and 50-by-50 pad that would be there. Under Operation Lone Star, we're able to get a metal carport, which is going to help protect some of this equipment that we're spending on, like the sheriff said. Last year, we had 21 vehicles damaged with hail damage, so this will help offset some of that cost for that in the future as well. Speaking with Kelly, she said that, she kind of worked out a deal. We'd be able to use some of those asphalt, basically material. So we're just asking for the court's permission for her to be able to use some of her personnel to help us with that project.
It's going to be an asphalt pad?
It's from the millings, so basically what they do is they tack them together with the road, am I right?
Yes.
And they kind of do they use some of the bigger piece of the asphalt from that when they tore up the roadways. They lay that on as a base, and then they use some of the finer stuff, and they kind of connect it with oil, and they just roll it out. My understanding, it's almost like a concrete pad. It's pretty solid, so that'll help us with some of the parking. And the area where it's going to go, when it rains, we get a lot of ruts in that area, so it'll help offset some of that water runoff in that area.
And this is all with Operation Lone Star?
I'm sorry?
Did you say this was Operation Lone Star?
For the metal carport would be Operation Lone Star money, but that would just be materials that are waste materials anyway that would be utilized.
There are, can I share a few things? Yeah, the actual material, the millings, and I think it was from one of the airport projects and stuff. Those don't have any cost, but I did, Road and Bridge will have to spend money on some of the things. We definitely are not opposed to helping out other departments, but I just kind of want to remind the court, I'm 7 people short, so every time that we stop and work on these projects, that does take away time in that. So, like I said, if the court orders us to go and do this, we'd be more than happy, but I do want to remind you that I'm still short-staffed.
Is this something your crews could do like real soon while the weather's still bad for chip sealing, for example?
Yeah, it would be something that we would start on here pretty soon, because once that seal coat starts up, right now they're getting roads ready and prepped. So, like I said, I just kind of wanted to remind you on how short we are, because every day kind of counts for us. I'm trying to get stuff done. So. And then I don't know if on that estimated cost, if that's something that Road and Bridge is going to pay for, or is this something that the Sheriff's Department should pay for? I don't know.
I would guess whoever has a bigger budget would probably want to pay for something that benefits their department. Just guess.
So. But anyways, I mean, it's still a pretty good deal. We're not charging for the equipment use and the staff use, but there is materials that we're going to have to pay a bill on. So, just
Make
to
motion
decide.
to authorize Road and Bridge to build the pad, any cost to come out of the sheriff's budget.
That estimated cost, the sheriff said we'll pay for it out of our budget. That's $710 issue.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve construction of this pad, metal carport, as presented.
And you say that sheriff pays for any costs, labor and materials supplied by Road and Bridge.
Okay.
I got a quick question. Scott, how many vehicles are, without me doing the math, we looking at parking out there?
At least 3, and that's mainly going to be for the operational Lone Star vehicles that will be under there. So.
Three? 50 by 50?
Yeah, the dimensions of the carport, so it has 2 roll-up type deals and has a larger overhang. So it could actually probably get 4 to 6 vehicles under there. So.
Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Next is 1.28. Consider discussion of appropriate action to amend the resolution that was approved by Court Order 40072 to reflect the grant operation number 4587302. The resolution is the final fiscal year 2024 Operation Lone Star Grant Program. Ms. Putnam.
Yes, this is just to please amend the court order. Initially, when we went out for the grant for the FY 2024, E-Grants assigned us a grant number, we got the resolution, and then a few months later, they changed that grant number, and it has now come to our attention that we need to update to reflect the correct grant number that they changed it to.
So the grant number got changed.
Yes, and we didn't change it, they did.
Seen quite a bit of communication back and forth on that.
Yes.
So what we need to do is cancel the previous court order and assign correct.
No, what we would like to do is just amend.
Okay.
But this is the correct grant number.
Yes,
And that's what we're correcting it to.
yes.
I'll go ahead and move that the court amend the resolution that was approved for court order number 40072 to reflect the new grant number 4587302.
I'll second that.
You got a motion and a second to approve the amendment of the court order to reflect the correct grant number. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Moving on, item 1.29, consider discussing appropriate action to determine whether to allow the retail firework permit holders to sell fireworks to the public in celebration of Texas Independence Day. Pursuant to statute. Ms. Evans, if we don't do anything, we can't sell them, right?
Correct.
I'll make
We have,
it.
and we have to take a vote and prove it if we're going to sell fireworks.
And I move to approve.
Okay. You got a motion?
Texas Independence Day, March.
21st. No, it's April 21st.
No.
Well, I said Saturday.
Should be March 2nd.
March
March
2nd.
2nd.
March 2nd.
Wednesday.
Yeah, March 2nd.
Well, there's a whole bunch of holidays in here.
Yeah, right.
Some of them I don't even know what they are.
Was this including other holidays?
Yeah, no, it's just the specific one. And I'll tell you where I'm coming from. I checked with the church that does this out Ingram Way, and they said, no, we don't want all those others, but we would like to Texas Independence Day and Memorial Day. So that's where I'm coming from. And if you look at the map, we're solid blue as far as.
Because it's pretty quick. So,
Yeah.
Is there a second here?
Not yet.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to approve selling fireworks on Texas Independence Day. It's required by law.
Which is March 2nd.
This is March 2nd.
Would there be any restrictions on aerial fireworks? Or
I wouldn't see any looking at the map.
You can only restrict those if there's.
Right, and so we can't.
We still are in a drought.
No, yeah, but
Not according to the index that we use.
Chief Fireman Index, that's where
Right.
our surface moisture is good.
Virtually 3/4 of the state.
Okay, any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Moving on to item 1.30, consider discuss take appropriate action to appoint and reappoint a member of the Commissioners Court and be Kerr County representative on the Alamo Area Housing Financing Corporation Board. And I'm volunteering to do that. Commissioner Harris had done that.
Well, you know,
If you want to do it, come back.
Sir? Oh, no. After reading through the backup material, I see how this happened. I was absent one time, and y'all put me in, and I didn't know for a long time that I was even on it. So, anyway,
But
I'm ready to let you read.
Okay, I'll appoint Judge Kelly.
I'll second that.
Representative.
we've got a motion and a second for me to serve on the Alamo Area Housing Financing Corporation. And there are projects coming to Kerr County. So we need to do this. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Being none, unanimous. 1.31, consider discuss and take appropriate action to approve a contract with Hill Country Cares. This is just renewing one that we do every year.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the contract with Hill Country Cares. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 1.32, Consider, discuss, take appropriate action to appoint a committee to assess the space storage needs for various departments as discussed at the February 5 workshop and set the date for the next workshop hearing. Okay, I put this on the agenda because it was unclear whether or not we've actually charged and authorized this. And so with the questions that I was being asked, I said I should put it on the agenda and make it formal.
Okay. I think Commissioner Pace was going to.
I'm happy to give you an update because quite a bit of work has already been done. And that's why I just gave you a handout to kind of outline all of the work. And this just is an attempt to formalize the members of the committee, which would include myself representing Commissioners Court, Bob Reeves from Tax, Bruce Motherall from IT, Larry Letha from the Sheriff's Office, Lucy Wilkie representing the district attorneys, Andrea Bodie, Adult Probation, and Shane Evans with Maintenance. Now those are the members of the committee. There will be, of course, other people that will have input, and we'll go to Peter Lewis as required. I certainly want to get input from either Judge Patillo or McGuire and Sergeant Eric Piper regarding courthouse security. I'll reach out once again to Judge Susan Harris to confirm, as she's already told me some time ago, that the County Court of Law does not need an expanded jury room to comply with the unfunded mandate for a 12-person jury room. She's perfectly happy with the arrangements that have been made or are being made to use the rooms upstairs as and when required, but it's very seldom. I have already received additional input from Kelly Hoffer, which has been great, and Heather Stebbins. And I encourage anyone else in the county, if you have concerns about office space or storage space, to let me know, and we'll at least get it on the list. Based on the workshop, we talked about coming back to the court within roughly 1 month's time frame with some recommendations. I see no problem in doing that, but most of the recommendations will deal with the critical needs, which will be to try to address the severe shortage of space for the IT department. And we also have overcrowding at the Sheriff's Office with the expansion of activities in that area. So to me, those are the two main ones, but I want to certainly look at other areas and capture other needs, such as the ag barn and road and bridge material storage yards, etc. I've shown you a list of available facilities that can be considered. Certainly 550 Earl Garrett, church at 600 Earl Garrett, juvenile detention facility, the West Kerr Annex has plenty of office space and storage space available. The old animal control facility will be available once the new facility is operational. We have portable offices at the old animal control facility that can be factored into the overall needs. And we do have the courthouse basement. The old treasurer's office is available. That can certainly help us on some of the critical needs here. And we actually have the courthouse basement. There is an old storage room which has all kind of ancient documents that could easily be moved out of there if we can put that to better use. So that's just to kind of give you an idea. The second page there just has various notes. Quite a bit of discussion with the district attorneys regarding the 500-yard restriction for convicted sexual offenders from all facilities that might have housed children, such as schools, playgrounds, child care facilities, etc. That's actually a condition of their probation. We've looked at the criminal procedure 42A.453, and under subsection H1, the actual requirement that a defendant not go in, on, or within 1,000 feet of certain premises does not apply to a defendant while the defendant is going in or going immediately to and from a community supervision or corrections department office. So, a few other comments there, but I think that's all I've got for right now. We do have a meeting of the committee tomorrow morning. I believe it's at 8:30 here in the courtroom.
Peter Lewis questions, is this under a current contract or a new contract to have him involved in this?
Do we need him involved?
Well, I don't even know. In the short term, no. But maybe when we get into looking at longer term things, like the ag barn, for example. But I've got a lot of material already from Peter Lewis that has a lot of details that they looked at before. Probably all the cost estimates are significantly out of date. But
still, the recommendations are there.
Yeah.
I think that though, I mean,
We'll look at that. I'm not planning to involve him
Good.
significantly. Let me put it that way. And we're just trying to identify the stakeholders so that we get input from all the stakeholders. But you know, I'll remind everyone that one of the biggest stakeholders is the public, the taxpayers, and they've already voted resoundingly in the bond election when Props A and B were defeated. So you know, my intention is to minimize the cost impact on the taxpayers for any recommendations that come out of this effort.
The need still exists, so that's what we got to deal
Well,
with.
we'll identify what the needs are.
a couple of comments. One, and I had Jody to hand out everyone, I think, got a copy of the assessment that was done by the committee previously. And those are the needs, and there's no question. You can prioritize them how you want, but those are the needs. I think that, I don't know that Peter Lewis, I think we need to go out for probably a RFQ on that, because we can't make any budget decisions until we have a good cost estimate. And when you go into renovating this stuff, it costs about quadruple what we think it's going to cost, because everything that we're looking at, a lot of this is well, almost all of it's in the city limits somewhere, Ingram and Kerrville, and that's going to require all kinds of permits and things done to certain codes and things of that nature, and remediation of asbestos, like anything done at in the old school up in Ingram. We've been told, we don't own it.
Right.
And two, we know that there are significant issues long-term in that building. Other thing is that, a priority is good, but we need to be able to have a plan moving forward. And I'm gonna have a hard time voting for Band-Aids, I'm gonna say right now. That's why we're in the situation where we're in. We need to fix the problems and move forward, not patch.
But y'all, I appreciate what y'all are doing, and it looks like you've done a lot of legwork already. Got to go in the right direction.
And the other thing to consider, we can't come up with another bond proposition for 2 more years.
Oh, I know.
So that's not accurate. It's not.
No.
Okay.
You can't come in with this, you can't do the same, we cannot spend we can't borrow money other ways to do this exact same thing. We can address the need. We just can't, we can't go out and build a new annex in England, for example. I'm not even sure about that, because we're changing, they were lumped together in different things. But we cannot go out and borrow the money for the same project in a different way. But I think that we need to probably get our bond counsel, and it can be on a Zoom call up here, to explain exactly what we can and can't do, because that's going to be an important thing.
That probably is.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any reason that we can come up. Well, we still call them. And I'd also recommend on the next agenda putting for an RFP for architect. I know that Peter Lewis is really snowed under with the animal control facility right now. That's a lot. It's a big project, and the old contract we had, I think we need this service off and on. I think we should open it up to Peter and any other local architects that may want to provide services like this. So I think we should.
I'm not opposed to doing that, but obviously Peter Lewis, who was so heavily involved the first time around, most of the kind of things that we're going to want to try to do here is just dusting off the work that he's already done and refreshing cost estimates. So,
But the product, his estimates can be given to any architect, and all he's going to do is go to a contractor and find out a new process. Right. So I mean, the legwork's been done by Peter Lewis, and hopefully maybe he'll do it. I don't know, but I think that we can't just go out and without an offer.
Right.
And
I agree.
But we're well on our way, which is a good thing, because budget will be here before we know it.
So we're going to take any action?
I think we could formalize the committee, I guess. I mean, we discussed.
I think that would be good.
That's the agenda item.
Yeah, so you want to?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we, appoint the committee as listed, which is Commissioner Paces, Bob Breeze, Bruce Motherall, Mary Lisa, Lucy Wilkie, Andrew Bodie, and Shane Evans.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to form the committee as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is item 1.33. Consider, discuss, take appropriate action to ratify and confirm the Texas Association of County Risk Management Pool member contact information form and the Texas Association of Counties Health and Employees Benefits Pool member contact designation form to remove Rosa Hernandez as the Human Resources Director and add Sylvia Zapata as the Interim Human Resources Director. Mrs. Zapata?
Good morning. So both of these forms have already been submitted to Texas Association of Counties. We just need to remove Rosa and add myself as interim.
This is one where we're asking for forgiveness because it had to be done.
Yes. For billing information and contact, yes.
Move for approval.
I'll second that.
Got a motion to approve the appointment of Sylvia Zapata as the interim human resources director, notice to PAC.
Yes.
Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 1.34, discuss and take appropriate action to ratify and confirm bond for Reserve Deputy Constable Precinct 3. Jeff, I don't know if Constable's coming up or not. But this was something that had to be done.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve action to ratify and confirm bond reserve Deputy Constable Precinct 3 Jeff Rutherford as presented. Any discussion? In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval agenda. 2.1, budget amendments.
Yes, you have in front of you 6 budget amendments. The first one is just to correct one that we did last time. We had the wrong GL number in it, so it's correcting that. The rest of them, you've also have one of these in here is for the VA trails because we knew about it ahead of time. There's less money showing there because we actually spent more money than what we thought that we were going to spend by the end of the year, so it's kind of truing up what the true cost of the whole project are.
Move for approval of budget amendments.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the budget amendments as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2.2, pay bills.
Yes, today's bills, before I tell you the amount, they include both principal and interest on debt payments. There's about $200,000 that was road and bridge equipment, and there's about a $350,000 for an IT project completion. Total bills, $3,937,815.21.
I move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
This could be a record for 1-2 week period.
Yes.
Or 3 week period.
I believe so.
Okay. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 2.3, late bills.
There are not any.
And 2.4, auditor reports.
Yes, we had one internal audit report for Justice of the Peace, Precinct 3. We ask that you accept the report.
Move for approval. Move we accept.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to accept the auditor report as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2.5, accept monthly reports.
Yep. For December 2023 Treasurer's Report, County Treasurer Tracy Sullivan. January 2024 Justice of the Peace, Judge Mitzi French, Precinct 1, Judge Coyne, Precinct 2, Judge Kathy Mitchell, Precinct 3. Constable Tommy Rodriguez, Precinct 1. Kyle Snyder, Precinct 2. Paul Gonzalez, Precinct 3. Brad Ryder, Precinct 4. Environmental Health, Director Ashley Datters. Payroll, County Treasurer Tracy Sullivan. District Clerk's Office, District Clerk Don Lance. I move for approval.
Second. Motion and a second to approve the monthly reports as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2.6, court orders.
We have our court orders from our January 22nd meeting, 404 through 40414 through 40450, and also our January 25th meeting, 40451 through 40452. Two minor adjustments. Court order 40433 currently reads, it's approved Freeburg environmental liability renewal application, and I think it should say liability insurance renewal. Just adding the word insurance after liability, clarify that. And then on 40428, this is related to the Lenco Bearcat. Currently reads court unanimously approved by a 5-0 vote to approve justification for adjustment to sole source procurement. To me, that's awkward. We didn't adjust the procurement policy. I think we should delete the word justification for adjustment to, and then add the word as. County Attorney looked at this one and she's fine with that change. That's a little bit more. We're not adjusting the procurement policy. I just want that to look better. And I gave both of these to Ian.
We were just approving the sole sourcing of the
right. And with that, I'll make a motion to approve the court orders with the two adjustments as noted.
Second that.
Okay, got a motion and a second to approve the court orders as revised. Any discussions? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Information agenda 3.1, status reports from department heads. Okay, moving on. 3.2, status reports from elected officials. Okay, and 3.3, status reports from liaison commissioners.
I did an update. We've done a lot of work and meetings on the Edinburgh facility. They're kind of finalizing the plans, everything from electrical outlets, computer outlets, types of panels. I know that the group went down to Atascosa Friday to look at that facility again for probably that third or fourth time. It's been pretty good looking at different materials that we use for that facility and see how they're lasting. So lots going on. They're working with the city of Kerrville and working on the final plans they put back for bid.
I'll give a couple updates. HR, we've had a lot of meetings with HR since our previous director resigned, and I want to commend Sylvia and Natalie. They've really stepped up, but just so everyone's aware, we now have a much needed temporary help that will focus on billing and trying to get us caught up on all the billing that was being handled in HR, and more importantly, to look at the process for how we review and approve our billing. Well, I guess it's mostly about insurance. And Commissioner Letts and I discussed briefly, we had some good work going on with the step and grade system, a review of that, and see if we can come up with any recommendations for improvement. And again, when Rosa left, it kind of set us back a little bit, so we need to get back on track and get that committee to meet. And I think Commissioner Letts proposed, is it the 21st, Wednesday the 21st of this month to meet. I'm already seeing one head shake, maybe we won't be here. Well, anyway, we'll circulate an email and try to see who all can attend. It's fine with me, but the point is we need to progress that. That's very important.
Sometime in the next 2 weeks.
Yes. Okay. And then I attended the airport emergency response training exercise, I guess maybe 2 weeks ago. And it was a tabletop exercise, a good one, but based on their scenario, it was a plane wreck north of Al Mooney Road, and when we actually went out there to look it was pretty clear that if it occurred, as was described, there would be a fire, and it would be very difficult to fight the fire because there's such a steep embankment to get down into, I'll describe a floodplain. And so one recommendation that came out from the guy that was representing volunteer fire departments was that we might want to maybe get either the city or our road and bridge just put a dozer or something and just give us a little bit of a path to make it easier for a brush truck to get into that area should this ever happen. Not priority, we don't need to spend much time, just move a little dirt. So that might come up. And otherwise, more eclipse planning, but I think between the city and the county, we're in pretty good shape with eclipse planning. And I can't resist making a plug for the Center Point Area Historic Preservation Association, which is going to be hosting a eclipse festival on April 6th, which is 2 days before, in the Center Point Park from 11 to 3. Take advantage of hopefully a big turnout and excess people that will be available. That's all.
The 5-year IT plan committee met again. We meet again at the end of the month on the 27th. We had some good discussions with Bruce. And everybody has a better understanding of kind of where everybody's at, and some of our frustrations were discussed with Bruce. We're going to keep meeting. We're going to contact, we've got 6 different counties that we're going to contact our peers in those counties to see what they're doing. And everybody's going to report back with that one on the 27th, so we should have some more information by then.
Good. Anything else? Okay, with that, we're going to take a brief recess and we're going to reconvene in executive session.
I have a question before you go into executive session on the 4.3 deliberation regarding real property. Is that a deliberation regarding real property, or is that a contract negotiation issue?
That
Because it changes how you can go
contract
into.
negotiation issue.
Okay.
Appraiser.
Okay, so you'll need to have an opinion from me in writing that deliberations in an open meeting would necessarily have a detrimental effect on the position of the Commissioners Court in negotiations with a third person. I can give you that before you go in. And then you'll have to vote that it will have a detrimental effect on the position of the Commissioners Court in negotiations with a third person, and they'll need to stay with us for executive session if that's the
We'll
case.
probably come out and take some action.
Yes.
More than likely.
Mhm.
So that's the 5?
No,
No.
Okay.
Then you gotta do all this.
you gotta do all this stuff.
Okay.
So we need to take a vote.
You need to take a vote, and I'll give you an opinion real quick.
And this is about hiring the appraiser to do the appraisal. We had an issue and worked with Bob Reeves about whether you can hire the same appraiser to appraise Kerr County property and Ingram ISD's property, and you can. So that's what we're trying to talk about here.
Dream on.
So we can get on with that trade.
How does that work? Can the county get an appraisal of a property that doesn't belong to the county?
Well, we're gonna, we're going in.
We're getting an appraiser for what we own. They're getting an appraiser for what they own.
Can we use the same guy?
And we can use the same appraiser, but he has different hats on.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. So, do we have a motion?
The motion should be that deliberation in an open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the position of the Commissioners Court in negotiations with a third person.
I move to approve what you just said.
And a second?
Sure, second.
Second. Any other discussions? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And we will get the written opinion and have it, this will be reconvened in about 5 minutes. Court's gonna come back to order.
If three of us attend, we have one jury now, right?
We don't talk that.
It is 11:48, and we are out of executive session. We'll move on to item 5.1, which action is may be required on matters discussed in executive session. And then we go up to 4.2A, which was consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the employment position in the IT department.
And I'll make a motion that we approve a stipend to Scott Bamberg, amount of $700 a month due to the additional duties and responsibilities he's taken on of the HR department. I mean, IT department.
Effective today.
Effective today.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is 4.3A, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to hire an appraiser for the property located in Ingram and, property located in.
I move for approval.
We don't have to name the appraiser.
Yeah, you got that. Let's make it very clear.
Carl Eisenhower, Eisenhauer, with LPA, which is Lowry Property Advisors.
Okay. With that, I move for approval.
Okay. Got a second?
I'll second it. Do we put the dollar amount in there?
For both properties?
Or for our property?
Yeah, for ours.
Well, the engagement letter has county at $1,500 and Ingram ISD at $3,500, for a total of $5,000.
Okay.
So we've got a motion and a second?
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Do we need to do anything on the attorney?
And
No.
when I showed Dr. Tipton the agenda item, he said he'd put it on their next agenda.
Right, you told me to send it. Okay, is there any other business to report? There being none, we are adjourned.